I'm live. Who knew? All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Going live. I don't know why. There's a feature on YouTube. I can do this. So whenever I want to. And I want to right now. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Daniel Luther Hart, the self-proclaimed moron artist. And this has become like my conscious thing now as I do videos with coffee. Like it started as an unconscious thing, like I would be doing a video and it just stopped for no reason. I'm gonna set it aside now. Otherwise, you're just gonna watch me drink coffee. I mean, if that's your thing, hey, more power to you, right? So going live here, talking a little bit about art. For anyone who's been paying attention, all 5 of you who've been paying attention to this channel lately, I've directed a lot of my attention to Magic the Gathering. My daughter kind of sidetracked me with a little Minecraft. We're still making some more of those videos, and that's just fun. That's just cute fun to me. But I really started this channel out more or less for the purposes of talking about art in general, my artwork specifically, actually. Right now, I'm taking a couple art history courses at USF. I'm trying to finish up my Bachelor of Fine Arts. And art history is just one of those things that, like, don't get me wrong. It's not one of these things. I don't want to say like, oh, why am I taking this pointless class? Who needs to know? Blah 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 blah. No, no, no. I'm not gonna be that guy. Don't be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy. I see the value in art history in general, and then art history specifically. I see the value. I will never downplay that. However, I do terrible in history classes just because they start like, and you got to remember at this time, it turns into like the what is it, the Peanuts, the Charlie Brown, where the teacher would talk womp 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 womp. I'm like, oh god, and then it only gets worse. So like, hey, after class, go read this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be so much more focused. I'm a studio art major. Like sitting in a classroom listening to a lecture and then following that up with reading and essays is just, it's the worst plan ever. I'm going to remember 5% of this class. But as a professor once explained to me, knowledge is not, it's not what you've studied, it's what you retain. So I'm not going to be very knowledgeable when it comes to art history. With that said, suffering at USF, University of South Florida Art Department in Tampa. Yay! Yay! I just want to get this degree done, but doing 1-2 classes at a time, it's going to take me. There's other distractions in my life, art-wise, that I legally cannot talk about right now. That's the frustrating thing. Is I've got some stuff to talk about. So with the frustration of school being what it is, I'm not taking any studio courses. I'm not drawing. I'm not painting. I'm not sculpting. I'm not doing things with my hands, except for talking with them. And I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm really enjoying the fact that my camera like blurs motion. That's, anyways, ADD caught up with me. Sorry. I'm not making stuff. I'm sitting through lecture courses. So it's that frustration and the fact that in other news in my art life, there's things going on that I legally can't discuss right now. I make it sound like way more like, whoa, he legally can't talk about it? What the hell could it be? It's really not that exciting. It's really not. I'll be dead honest about it. However, there are some things I can talk about, and one is I'm going to be taking part in the Day of the Dead show at Art Pool in St. Petersburg, Florida. So if you happen to be in the Tampa Bay area and you do like Sugar Skulls and all that jazz, and you're a fan of Halloween or Day of the Dead, and or just a fan of the arts, or just a fan of getting out and doing something, please come join us. It's in October. It would have been handy if I would have remembered the date right off the top of my head. October 27th. I'll double check that. I'll double. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be live painting at this event, and I don't remember. It's in the end of October, before Halloween, but towards the end of October. If you don't trust me, just go on Art Pool's website, which is artpoolrules.com, and they'll have all the information there. I'm going to be live painting. I'm debating on whether I've done this show before, and I love it. It's fun. I've gone there in costume. 2 years ago, I went there as like a dead nightgown wearer. I don't know. I made one of those. You have the old fashioned pajamas where it's just like a big poncho, and they got the little nightcap. So I made a little nightcap, and I made the nightcap, and I made the pajamas, right? And I even kind of like fetted it. I like kind of tattered it at the ends. Kind of did the Fred Flintstone pattern. It's not like tattered like I sat there and ripped it. I cut triangles, so I have the Fred Flintstone bottom to it, and then I made the stitch work like really big and obvious. Like it was blue felt that I made everything out of, which was great. Florida in October is really hot still, and in sweaty. It's really sweaty. So I'm in blue felt, just melting in the humidity. It was awesome. I painted my face up with a skull. I even had a teddy bear that I put a skull mask on. Sat there and creeped people out. It was fun. Then last year I went there and I live painted for that event, and I dressed up as Jareth from Labyrinth. If you don't know the movie Labyrinth, don't stop watching this video. Go find a copy of Labyrinth. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere on some device, some way. You can find Labyrinth. It's a great Jim Henson film. It's my favorite of all Jim Henson films, which is a lot to say because I like Jim Henson films. But yeah, I dressed up as Jareth, which the amazing part about that is that night there was a guy there dressed up as a Skeksis, which if you don't know what a Skeksis is, like, oh my God, who the hell are you? A Skeksis is actually a Jim Henson creation from the movie Dark Crystal, and they're like the bad guys. And yeah, they're like buzzard creature-esque thing. And so we had this magical moment where here comes a Skeksis from one Jim Henson film. Here comes Jareth from another Jim Henson film. And we just kind of like gravitated towards each other like, my brother. So it was an amazing moment. And then I was painting right next to where the band was. And the other amazing moment of that night was they had a band, which I really wish I could remember the name. They're a great band. They do no vocals. It's all instrumental. And they do sort of like a surf style, but they do all these different songs, all these different covers, but they bring kind of that like surf style to it. And it's really great music. I want to say the Buzzards. Jeez, the Vultures. Once again, I really should have found that fact out. My apologies to that band. You are so fantastic. I should have remembered your name. But the great moment is they had this moment where they were, Vultures. This is Vultures. Yeah. Anyways, they had this great moment where they're doing these covers, and it's completely without vocals. So like part of the music registers in your brain. Like, oh yeah, I recognize this. But without the vocals, you're just kind of like, wait, is that? Huh? So I'm just kind of like listening to the music, enjoying it, and I'm painting away, and I hear this song. They're playing this song, and I'm like, I know this song. It's so hard to place without the vocals. And it took me a minute, and suddenly I hear, "Ma-la-la-la-la-la." I'm like, oh, Ziggy played guitar. Like, it's a David Bowie song. Okay. Uh, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Uh, and so these cheeky little monkeys saw me dressed up as Jareth, which was played by David Bowie. So I'm there and you know, the wig and the makeup and yes, I had stockings. I had tights on because that's what he wore in the movie. So I dyed my own tights for it. I dyed my own tights for that costume. Um, but so here I am painting, and I finally catch on to what song they're playing, and I just look over, and the guy just looks at me like he he was waiting for me to notice that they were playing a Bowie song. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you for that moment. I get to sit here and feel like an idiot in my tights while I'm painting. Oh man, I never said my life wasn't ridiculous. I never said it. I'm going for my coffee. Oh, please don't be cold. Mm, I better take one more sip now because this is heading towards cold here. There's nothing worse than going for your coffee and be like, "Oh, it's good coffee." Cold. Anyways, so what I really kind of in a roundabout way is what I'm talking about is like things that I do in art that are not exactly direct sales. Like I have yet to figure out how to like really market myself and sell things. A lot of artists struggle with this, and I've gotten a lot of good advice. But like most artists, I'm just resistant to good advice. Like that's a really good thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. You've got some really good suggestions there. I'm going to completely ignore you because I didn't come up with that idea. I've tried a bunch of different stuff, but really what I wanted to talk about is when a lot of artists have to sell their stuff through craft fairs, craft festivals, events where they can go display, set up, and sell. Um, they set up in hopes that the sell. It's not a guarantee. The problem with these events is they're really not geared towards large purchases. You can try and sell these large items, these high ticket items, like you have a larger painting. I've made two paintings just recently. One's 4 foot by 4 foot. Am I going to drag that out to a craft fair? Am I going to drag that out to an art show to sell? Realistically, no. People don't care. First of all, people don't want to like, yeah, I'll buy that giant ass painting and then carry it around with me. And even if you say like, well, I'll have it shipped to you, they don't carry around. They're not really willing to like, oh well, $250, $300, sure, here you go. Even with the option of paying by card or check or whatever, you know, paying by cash is one of those things where like if you force people to pay by cash, then you're really just saying like, I want you to spend a tiny little bit amount of money with me because nobody carries around cash anymore. But even with the chip readers and the card readers that you can get on your phones and tablets and whatnot, people are not just they don't want to walk in and be like, oh well, sure, I'll pay $200+ for a piece of art. People are not just really ready and willing to do that. So one of the things that I always do when I go to these festivals and craft fairs and whatnot, and I'm direct selling to people, I always bring with me, and I'm looking out to the side because I've got this setup over here. I always bring with me smalls. People want to buy art. People want to take something home with. If they go to a craft fair, they go to a festival, they go to an art show, they want to take something home with them. They don't, like you get into that $40 range, and anything beyond that, you're really pushing it. Any more expensive than $40, people are the price deters them. Of course, it depends on the show, depends on the festival, depends on the crowd. It's all very subjective. If you're in a very uh, high class neighborhood, bourgeois neighborhood or whatever. If you're in an art district where people regularly do high amount sales of art, you could probably push something. But on average, for the basic average crowd, like $40. $40 is really like the top end that you can reasonably sell something. It really kind of like I'll take paintings like these guys you can see back here. Like the sorry. I'm looking at my image on the computer and it's such a dysfunctional thing. It's trying to figure out, okay, like these two guys back here, those are smaller pieces. Like I could reasonably sell those for about 20, 25 bucks. And those things will move. But what I always try and do is I always try and give people like an out. Like come and look at the art, and I'll have big pieces that I don't intend to sell. I love to sell them. I don't think that they're gonna sell. I just want people to see them. Like, hey, I do make bigger stuff. Here's this. And they can go, oh, I like that. That's great. That would, blah, 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 blah. And give them something, that draw them in and they can look and then have some array of maybe like mid-range stuff, things that I do expect to move. And like, oh, well, hey, that's great. I like this. I like that, da, da, da. But realistically, the greater majority of people are not going to buy these things. They're not going to spend that money. But they still want to walk away with something, and not just a business card. They want to. Oh well, I like your stuff, but I'm not. I don't. $20. I don't want to. So I'll make smalls. I make smalls, and I make these things specifically for like the art fairs, the craft fairs, craft shows, whatever the running line is for it. I'll make these things specifically for that crowd. And I've got a few examples here. Now, the last big event like this I went to was a holiday theme. It was Christmas theme. It was for Christmas shopping. So, I would make like these little guys. So, little clay creation, these little snowman, little funky colors. I even made, because I'm not hugely a Christmas guy. I went to a Christmas festival and I had to kind of add my holiday is Halloween. That's my favorite holiday. So doing a Christmas craft festival, I was like, I kind of got to screw with people. So I made a Halloween colored snowman. So, just little things. Like I can sell this guy for $5. Walk away. And in fact, I did sell a bunch of these little knickknackeries, right? Some things that sold big is in fact to the point where I only have, I made for Christmas, I made a bunch of candy canes. Now this is one that I made out of just base color so that you could possibly buy it and paint it yourself if you wanted to. I did make others that sold way better, where they were already, with colored clay. So they were already colored already. So people just buy them and then go home, put them on the tree. So this one didn't sell probably because people didn't like this brown candy can. Like, no, you paint it. You do, it's the craft. I've made it, you buy it, you take it home and you paint it. That way you've made something that I made yours. Not a concept that sells too well, apparently. Other things that I make that are not really specific, that I had at this last show is like, I'll make these little, as you can tell, like I'm picking from my clay bin. I love working with Fimo and Sculpey. It's one of those things that even if it doesn't sell, I like making it. It's kind of a fun little thing to do. I find it kind of therapeutic to sit there and knead and roll clay. So I make these little pendant style things. So you've got a little loop there, and then you've got a loop. You've got a little loop thing there, so you could just hang that as a quick little easy pendant. I've got quite a few of those, different styles, all that kind of like noodle creation, but always leave that notch at top, that little hole at top, so you can take that home, make a little pendant out of it. That's cool. Some other just random things that I'll do, like when you work with Fimo and Sculpey, it's expensive stuff. It's not the most expensive raw material you'll ever get, but it does. So I try and find things to do with scrap bits. What I'll make is I'll make just let's see, individual beads, and I'll just have a bin of like random beads that I've created out of my scrap bits. I have scrap bits of clay. I can't do anything. Okay, well, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. I'll make little beads. And every once in a while somebody goes, they'll pick one up and they go, hmm. And I can use that as like a gateway to like, I'm not gonna charge somebody for just a bead. Like I'll use that as a deal sweetener. Like, oh, you like that bead. And then I saw you eyeing that too. I'll lump it all together. And that's also the great thing is like these smalls can be like if somebody is eyeing a $20 piece or a $25 piece, and they're also like, oh, I like that, I like that little thing, I can say, oh, I'll toss that in. If you buy the bigger thing, I'll toss that in. And relatively, it costs me very little to do that. Other things. Now, this is one that I've like all the things I showed you before are things that I've started doing recently. These are ones that I have just consistently sold. And I think it says a lot more. And I don't know if it's gonna, maybe this is, I got these little mushrooms, right? These little guys. I make little mushrooms and I make them all different styles. That one's a little bit more psychedelic. Let's see, maybe we can find one that's a little bit more basic. And this guy right here, yeah, little mushrooms, and I end up painting some of them with little dots and whatnot. Like this is the classic one. Yeah, so this one sells a lot. I sell a lot of these things. It's one of the things. I have a bin right here. I just kind of continually make them, and they just, they're one of those things that I don't have to worry about unloading because sooner or later they will sell. In fact, I was looking for, did I sell all those? Oh no, here's the little guy. And then here's the other, little guys. And these are little deal sweeteners. I can sell like a small guy like this, maybe $2-3. I always stay flexible on the price just to kind of like, oh, well, you want to buy other things. Now here's something that I'm working on making a batch of these for the upcoming Day of the Dead show. I'm going to be live painting, and I'm going to have a little display with some things that not necessarily that I'm not really going there to sell art, but I'm going to have some stuff on the side in case people, want to toss me a buck or two. I'd love to just leave out a tip jar. I'm not going to do that. I think that's a little bit cheesy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'd have to check with Artpool. No, that's a bad idea. I'm not going to do it. Anyways, but what I am going to do is I'll have a little display table of smalls. Whereas if they want something from the evening to take away, something solid, I have little painted canvases. Now these are, you can find these little cheap canvases at like Michael's and Joann's, right? So here's what I'm painting. Little skeletons. The other day, guys. I got some plain skeletons like this guy. He's a fun one. And then, a little bit crazier, like you get a little bit bigger ones. Do guys like that. And I have, these little mini canvases. They come in a wide variety of styles, like some that are stretched, like you would have normal canvases. And then, so I have like freedom to create a bunch of different styles of these guys. And then, like something like this size, I might charge somebody $5 for one of these. Like one of these little guys, maybe do $2 a pop. Do like bundle deals. Like if you like 3 of these, like 3 for $5, something like that. It's not really about massive amounts of profit off of it. It's just, nickel and diming here somebody gets something that they can take away as almost like a, the knickknackery, the little memorabilia from the evening. Oh, I went to the show. It was great. I had fun. And I walked away with a little piece of art. Not bad. Not bad. Now, one other thing, I actually have to reach back into the bin here. One other thing that I do that is kind of a sideline to all this. That's a better one. Where's a really good one? I got a bunch of these. I'm not finding the ones I really want. I should have organized this ahead of time. Now, one thing I'll do as the ultimate smalls creation is we have, think about it, how much cardboard do you go through and in your household? How much cardboard passes through your hands? And what do you do with it? You use whatever in the package, you chuck the cardboard, done. It doesn't really get a second life. So what I do, and this is a little cue. I have kids, so I have tons of cardboard to choose from. That's really where I source it from. I didn't make that. No, that's the packaging, right? So what I'll do is I'll take these cardboard pieces, right? These little package things, and I'll make, where is my, oh, here's my favorite one. So like Skinny Cow package, right? Okay, Skinny Cow. All right, we have those. And then I'll just make a little painting on it. So I'll make these random paintings. Some of them are just kind of random things that I do. Like here was the Pampers box. Just made a nice little fall tree kind of thing. Here's one of my personal favorites, although her nose is really kind of weird. So that's on cardboard, and I can sell these things for like $2. They're bigger than my other smalls, but seeing as I used a cardboard, and this is one of those things that I try and market more towards college students, because in the dorm, like most people aren't going to be like, oh, I want to hang a piece of cardboard in my living room and it's going to look awesome. But like I tell people, nobody has to know that this is cardboard. You can frame this and they're not going to see the back. Nobody has to know that you bought a piece of cardboard for $2. Here's the, let's see if this is even going to show up on the camera. Here's the one. This is a larger one. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Made a big giant skeleton one on yet another Pampers box. So I mean, there's that. And I've made some more monster. I guess nobody who wants a yellow emo vampire. Sometimes I make things and I don't think it through. It's like, hey guys, there's this great artist. He makes these emo vampires in yellow, and they're amazing. I've got one hanging in my room, and it's made on cardboard. I never said foresight was my talent, but there it is. So anyways, that's really what I wanted to make one of these videos to just kind of ground myself in art. Again, I've sidetracked on so many other subjects. I wanted to make an art video just for the sake of saying that I did it. I had it. And by the end of this video, I'm just going to be talking like this. Is that okay? Can I just finish out like this? No. Yeah, no, it's a fun thing. And like I said, if you are in the Bay Area, please come out and see us at Art Pool in St. Petersburg on the 27th. I'll reconfirm that date, or you can do it. Just go artpoolrules.com and check it out. There's plenty of time. We haven't even hit, we're in the beginning of September, so plenty of time to plan for that wonderful event. It's a great time. They always do, music, fashion show. There's plenty of acts that always come out, dancers. The last show I think I went to, they had jugglers there. Well, it was really cool. And plus, the shop itself, they've got plenty of cool stuff to check out. You can talk to Marina, you can talk to Evan. They're great people. They've got tons of inventory. I'm gone so long I can't speak. They've got tons of inventory of just really awesome stuff. The shop, if you've never been into Artpool, the shop is kind of amazing. It's like you can go there and look for, Evan runs like quasi the men's side of things, like the men's apparel, and then it's like records, movies. They've got music posters and all this vintage stuff. And then you go to the ladies' side. Marina's over there. You say hi to Marina. She's a great character. She's crazy in the best kind of way. Like it takes crazy to love crazy. Um, I'm crazier than she is, so if you can tolerate me, I love you, Marina. Um, so yeah, go check her out and say hi. Well, don't check her out, but I'm devolving here. I gotta end this video before I end up saying something really stupid. Go say hi to Marina and check out they have more like the women's apparel over there. They've got a lot of jewelry, a lot of great crazy costume stuff, and they do display a lot of artwork of local artists. I've displayed there before. It's a great place to go to. I know I'm shilling out so hard for Artpool. It's shameless. It's self promotion at the same time as shilling out. So I don't think that it's like selling out. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I'll do it. I'll do it for places and people that I really like. And I really like Artpool. I really suggest that you go there, even if you don't go to the Day of the Dead show. Go check them out, and hopefully I'll see you at Day of the Dead. If you do see me there, and 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 be like, hey Dan, I saw your video. The one person that's gonna say that, I'll get one person, and I'll be like, I saw you with those little minis. Do you have some of those? And I'll be, well, yes, I do. Hi. Uh-huh. Hopefully, I'm gonna have a bunch of these and get the clay out, and maybe I'll make some little female clay skulls or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, folks. I'm gonna let you go. Y'all have a great evening. This is Daniel Luther Hart, more on artist, signing off. And we hit the end stream button. Bye.